Carl von Clausewitz, Clausewitz on Strategy, Inspiration and Insight from a Master Strategist. Encounter the wisdom of a military mastermind in this summary of A Clausewitz on Strategy, Inspiration and Insight from a Master Strategist by Carl von Clausewitz. In this book, the author shares his insights about the time-tested principles of strategy that can be applied to both warfare and business. Delve into key concepts such as the importance of military genius, the advantage of the defense, and the vital role of moral forces. As you navigate through the complexities of strategy in a world that evolves and changes, learn from a strategist who revolutionized military thinking.
Clausewitz and Business Strategy. Carl von Clausewitz, author of On War, provides a new perspective on strategy that is applicable to business in these turbulent times. Though business is not war, the two share the concept of strategy, which is Clausewitz's strength. His writing may seem impenetrable, but his focus on uncertainty as an engine of transformation and generator of new opportunities can benefit modern businesses. By adapting his way of thinking, businesspeople can prepare themselves for competitive battles with their competitors. Carl von Clausewitz is one of the most frequently cited and least frequently read writers. His most famous dictum, "War is merely the continuation of policy by other means," is well known but not often understood. His great work, On War, deserves more attention, especially in the adolescent field of business strategy. Though business is not war, the two share the concept of strategy, which is Clausewitz's strength. His writings provide new ways to order your thinking in these disorderly times. War has no customer, and trying to map business to war patterns can lead to gross distortions. However, in our turbulent times, businesspeople can learn new ways to prepare for competitive battles and wars by studying this major military strategist's beliefs and adapting his way of thinking to the context of business. The Art of Warfare. Military genius is a combination of personal qualities, not just intellectual ability. In war, strategists must prepare for chance and have the vision to navigate through darkness. Courage is an act of the heart and determination relieves doubts. Commanders must understand the politics and issues behind their struggles and the strengths of their people. War is a trinity made up of innate violence, probability, and chance, and its subordinate nature as a political instrument. Theories lack the infinite difficulties of real warfare, and only talent and genius can prevail. The realities of war. War is an act of will, not art, that involves a balance of efforts against an opponent's ability to resist. It is simple but difficult, it creates friction and incalculable consequences. Generals must think in terms of probability and follow daring paths. Intelligence is often unreliable, and bad news must not cloud judgments. Seeing things correctly in war is difficult, and commanders need bravery and ambition to achieve goals. War is not an art form, but rather a conflict of human interests and activities, closer to trade or politics. It is an act of will against a person who reacts, and one side must balance its efforts against its opponent's ability to resist. Although war may appear simple, it is, in fact, simple but very difficult. Infinite minor events create friction, and the randomness of war has incalculable consequences. Generals must recognize this friction and never expect real-life operations to run precisely. Instead, they must think in terms of probability. Sometimes, the most daring path is the best. Intelligence, which is essential in war, is often contradictory, dubious, or simply wrong. Moreover, people tend to believe bad news more readily than good. A commander must lean toward hope and stay true to their inner convictions, even in the face of bad news. Matters frequently look different from expectations, which is one of the significant differences between planning and execution. Commanders need bravery, ambition, and experience with danger to achieve even ordinary goals. The Art of War Planning. The essence of war planning is the skillful utilization of resources in engagements and campaigns. In Sun Tzu's The Art of War, he stipulated that strategy is the overarching vision that guides the formulation of tactics in battle. The key to a successful strategy is to remain steadfast and proactive in the face of unexpected developments on the battlefield. Defensive war, although often prolonged and arduous, offers the advantage of surprise, varied attack, and maximal use of landscape. Meanwhile, the attacker must tactically deploy all of his forces to generate surprise and launch multiple front lines of attack to overcome the defender's natural advantages. However, the friction of war tends to dilute the advantages of a surprise attack, emphasizing the need for commanders to recognize states of equilibrium and tension and act accordingly. Victory is achieved through simple but effective planning and quick, decisive action. Morality and warfare. The role of moral forces in warfare is a crucial factor in determining the outcome of battles. Military virtues extend beyond just courage, and thus, any theory of war must account for them. The main moral powers in war include a general's talents, the army's military skills, and popular sentiment. When all armies have similar skills, sentiment and the army's excellence play a more significant role. A successful army stays disciplined under fire, resists fear, remains obedient even in defeat, and confident in its generals. The spirit of an army, known as esprit de corps, gives the army cohesion and crystallizes its skills. A commander's virtues must include boldness, superior mind, perseverance, and great self-control. Without these characteristics, a general may be vulnerable to mistakes, misinformation, and uncertainty. The military virtues possessed by the individual are analogous to the general's genius to the army. War is a collective endeavor where the sum of individual victories determines the success of the entire army. The serious nature of war. War is a serious means to a serious end and always results from policy motives. While it may arise from growing tensions, it always remains under the control of a guiding intelligence. War is an extension of political will and must conform to policy goals, as the means can never be separated from the ends. It's crucial to pursue both immediate and ultimate goals with full strength and effort, as the stakes are high and the consequences long-lasting.
In conclusion, Clausewitz on Strategy provides valuable insights into the mind of a master strategist, helping readers make sense of complex situations in the realms of warfare and business alike. By understanding the principles of military strategy, such as the significance of military genius, the unpredictable and chaotic nature of war, and the impact of moral forces, one can apply these principles to modern business practices. As you face a rapidly changing world, learn to welcome uncertainty as an engine of transformation and the generator of new opportunities. Allow the timeless wisdom of Carl von Clausewitz to inform and guide your strategic thinking in both military and business contexts.